Hello, welcome to whatever this is. I just watched Alien for the first time. I am 29 years old. I was born in 1995, and yes, I've never seen Alien, or at least that's a sentence I could have said before today. So here I am to give you my thoughts on Alien. Does it hold up? 1979 spooky, well, not really that spooky, but scary horror science fiction film. It is, of course, Halloween, which is, of course, why I decided to watch it tonight, but I've been interested in Alien for a long time. I guess we should start with like what I already knew going into it, and I'll say that my main kind of like exposure to the Alien franchise has been watching a friend play Alien Isolation. Not from start to finish, I just kind of like, they were streaming it and every now and again I would come in and have a look, so I had a kind of general idea of what to kind of expect. But I always liked how that game looked, and I always liked the little tidbits of the lore that I got from the world. I learned from watching that gameplay that it's not just there's an alien and they're on a spaceship and they have to survive. It's also like, yeah, but what's the wider world like? And it seems to be this kind of like super capitalist society where there's AI and robots and work orders to be met and all that good stuff. Now, since this was since this was made in 1979, all of the far future space technology is quite analog. There's big chunky keyboards and giant CRT monitors. But I love that. I'm so glad this isn't like a super high-tech flat screen, touch screen, all that stuff. It really adds to this sense, and I don't know if this was really the plan when making it, but it really adds to this sense of they're using the cheap stuff. They're using the company mandated work equipment that's kind of crappy and doesn't really work properly. But yeah, obviously I knew about some iconic scenes. I was waiting for the chest burster scene to happen, and because of stuff like that, there were maybe some scenes that didn't land or give as much of an impact to me as it would have done if I had gone to the theaters in 1979 to watch this Alien movie that has come out. It definitely feels like a cornerstone sci-fi story that I've just been missing this entire time, so it is nice to finally have laid my own eyes on it. And I do plan to watch Aliens and every single Alien film that's on Disney Plus, basically, which should be all of them at this point. Maybe Romulus isn't on there yet, I don't know. But I'm happy to do videos for each one as they come out. By the way, I was also doing videos for all of the Planet of the Apes movies, and the plan was to just like watch them back to back and then just record my thoughts on each and upload it as like a series thing. I've only done the first two movies and it's been months since I did the first one, so what I should probably do is upload that by itself at some point and just do it movie by movie. But yeah, I can tell you some of my favourite parts of this film. First of all, I should say, did it scare me? Did it spook me? Not really. I don't really watch too many horror movies, so I don't really know what my threshold is for being scared or spooked. But I feel like this was more of like it was intense and suspenseful, I suppose, which helped it be intense when the action scenes got going. And there were lots of flashing lights. I was like putting my hand in front of my face like, "Grr!" So I guess I could say I felt highly stimulated. So of course some of my strongest impressions with a movie came in the form of me not knowing that something happened, or not knowing that something happened the way that it happened. So for instance, I didn't know they landed on a moon. I assume it's one of Jupiter's moons. I saw it and I was like, ah, this is before we knew what Jupiter's surface looked like, so we had to kind of imagine it. But having looked into it literally just now to make sure that I wasn't wrong, it turns out it's just some fictional unnamed world, or the moon of a fictional unnamed world, which is wild because I thought Alien took place in a universe which was kind of like, space travel but inside our own solar system, but I guess it's a little bit more advanced than that. I think maybe Alien Isolation might take place near Jupiter. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Again, I could have just been assuming, no? But yeah, I didn't expect them to land on a planet. For some reason, I thought the whole thing took place aboard the space station that they were on, although that being said, is it even a space station? It kind of flies. Do space stations move? Can they be moved? Is it just a spacecraft? I don't know. But yeah, that being said, I'm not sure how that alien would get aboard if they didn't ever leave. I loved the exploration of the alien spaceship, like that Geiger-inspired ass-looking interior. So cool. I do think it's really weird that there's this like giant humanoid skeleton sitting in like the captain's seat. It doesn't seem to align with the rest of like the alien stuff that we see. I wonder if that ever gets explored more. I have heard about the reception to Prometheus, so I feel like I just made Alien fans shudder. But all the same, I really enjoyed. That being said, I was like, John Hurt, what are you doing? Why are you wading around in the nest of eggs? Why are you poking it? Stop poking the eggs, man. It was a real don't go into the basement kind of a moment. My guy is never gonna get to become the war doctor if he keeps acting this way. I really liked the argument between the crew of how to handle, bringing back John Hurt with an alien on his face. And I'm blanking on this word, and it's been driving me crazy for like 5 minutes now. The word for when you may potentially be contaminated and you have to stay isolated so that you don't spread it. Oh my god, this was our entire life a few years ago. Why is this not in my brain? Quarantine! Oh my god, yeah, they argue about quarantine rules, and that was interesting. Weighing the human cost between, the rules and why the rules are there for the cost of human life. But then the science officer just disobeys Ripley and gets him in anyway, because as we later learn, there's a lot of interesting stuff surrounding the science officer, and that kind of reflects on the wider world of like, the mother AI and the corporation or the company or whatever they say, and what they're actually there for. Because the whole reason they go out there to check out this distress signal in the first place is because there's a rule that they have to go and do that. If they hear a distress signal or if they receive one, they have to go and do it. But then later on in the movie, it's kind of insinuated that actually the secret mission of the Nostromo, or at least one that was given to it while it was in the area, was to go and investigate this potential alien life. Now, it's a little ambiguous as to whether humanity has come across an alien life form before. It doesn't entirely read like a First Contact story, but the science officer talks about, how they can't just kill it because they've never come across life of this kind before. So I guess read into that what you will. But then, of course, the brilliant twist of the movie is that actually it turns out that the science officer was given a mission, and that was priority one, to protect the life form at all costs. At all costs, meaning that the crew is expendable. And then the twist in the movie that somehow I had never had spoiled for me, so it really took me by surprise. This guy was a fucking robot, and so he is literally programmed to follow orders, and there is no wiggle room for that. And it's a really nice touch as well, how when they kind of reconstruct him to get some answers out of him after they destroy him, someone, I forget who, picks up on I think it's the other lady on the ship. She picks up on the fact that he idolizes the alien as the perfect life form, because it doesn't, it's not confused by imperfections like moral considerations and stuff like that. It's a really fun take on like a artificial intelligence. I'm sure we're going to get a whole lot more of that as the franchise continues onwards. But yeah, honestly, that was the part that shocked me the most. Like when he started sweating that white stuff and then trying to kill Ripley and stuff, I was really unnerved. It actually freaked me out more than the alien ever did. Frankly, the alien was cool. The robot which was trying to commit murder, the secret robot, because of its programming, that was just fucking freaky. And when they managed to turn him back on while his head was on the ground and his body was behind him all twisted up and shit and his arm was moving, that was some freaky ass shit. It also really goes to show that if they can have a robot that's passable as a real human being and people won't even suspect it, but the crew are stuck with all of this malfunctioning technology with these big chunky analog keyboards and giant CRT monitors, it really does paint a picture of the crew are treated one way with this budget, with this deficit of technology that's actually useful to them, and then what they're actually capable of is an entirely different thing. It's depressingly realistic space travel. But yeah, as for the whole survival horror aspect of the film, I think it's obviously genius. I'm not saying anything new here, but locking a bunch of people on an industrial ship with no real weapons and this unkillable super life form hunting them is just pure genius. And how they slowly start losing more and more crew members and slowly start losing hope and stuff. I will say that Alien using vents to travel was kind of sus. Get out of my head. I think I just heard 10 people click off of this video as I made that joke. But yeah, I will say, when I saw the cat, I was extremely concerned for the well-being of the cat throughout the entire movie. Fuck the crew. My main concern with this story was, is the cat okay? Where is the cat at this given time? Ripley is making the space station blow up. What about the cat? Okay, she's going for the cat. Oh my god, the alien has the cat. The cat is doomed. This is terrible. I was so concerned for Jones the entire time, and I'm so glad that he's one of the crew who made it out alive, ostensibly, because it does kind of end on a cliffhanger. She says she'll probably get picked up by like a colony ship or something. There's no actual guarantee that she will, but you know, there are more films in the franchise, and I know she's in more than just this film, so I think she'll be fine. The cat better not be in any of the future movies, though. I'm tired of being stressed out for this damn cat. Oh, and one last kind of like surprise. I knew that the chest burster scene was coming, but I didn't realise that they would have John Hurt wake up, be apparently okay, bring him round for like a nice meal, everyone's joking and laughing, and then he would keel over and die horrifically. So it was still kind of a horrific scene to watch. But anyway, that about sums up my first impressions on Alien, the movie that everyone except me has seen until today. This is probably going to end up being uploaded after midnight, but on the off chance someone from overseas is watching, have a fantastic Halloween. And if you are watching this at any day that isn't Halloween, have a fantastic day that isn't Halloween, and look forward to the next one, I suppose. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in whatever I make next.